how to assimilate to Poland's road culture, specifically to how to use my indicator in my car. Most of my students believes that immigrants should assimilate when they come to Poland. A lot of my students are, I would say, Islamophobic. A lot of my students are sometimes not Islamophobic, but they are a little bit tentative to accept immigrants. Now, as an immigrant myself, I propose to them the question: my culture is different, and I would like to assimilate to your culture. So, what I've observed in Poland is all cars have indicators, signals to indicate if you're turning left or right. Explain to me the psychological reasoning behind why people don't like to use their indicators. I see a lot of times that people want to park and they literally brake, and almost when they're about to turn, they would switch on the indicator. In my country, we should do that maybe 5 or 6 seconds before that. In my country, we should first use the indicator before you change the lane. But in Poland, what I've noticed is you start turning, and as you start turning, then you would put your indicator. Um, I see that there is a hesitancy to use the indicator. It's almost like it's an infringement on my free will or on my right to drive. So, in order for me to assimilate and adopt how natives here in this territory implement their indicators, explain to me the historical significance with avoiding to use the indicator until the last moment. Not in all cases, not every single time, but especially in Łódź, where most of my students will say this is quite a ghetto city. Maybe it's unique here, but I have noticed it in a lot of places. Why do people hesitate to use the indicator? Why do they take action like changing lane and only then do the indicator? Or why do they stop the car and then only put the indicator that they're stopping? Why is it not pre-action, like before I change the lane? And that's the lesson. You might disagree with everything, you might agree with everything, you might say that assimilation is not important. But this specific topic is for today's class, and it's just a little fun exercise in explaining your position on how to get immigrants like myself to follow how locals are doing things here.